So I often come across designers who tell me brand manuals that they receive are too constricting, and a lot of times they try and want to update or change the designs from the brand manual. And as a person who designs brand manuals, I thought I'd create a video on why you must respect a brand manual and what it really means for a brand. So to start off, point number one, brand manuals are not designed for your personal taste, right? Brand manuals are designed keeping in mind the audience that the brand is going to be able to relate to, and it's designed with a certain strategy to be able to build a perception of itself amongst that audience. So the first bit about it is to realize that you may not be that audience, right? And you as a designer need to be able to keep your personal aesthetics away from what may be a more functional and something that may work a lot better for the brand. And also somewhere as a, just out of respect for the designers who have taken the effort to design it, try and understand what their reason behind it could be. You must realize that creating a brand manual is only the last step of an entire branding exercise. A team which is usually involved with the founders of that brand come up with a certain strategy, do research on their competition, understand their audiences, understand their value systems, figure out a messaging and choose a visual language for them to go out. When you as a designer go in and try to change that and add your own flavor to it, although it may make the design or that particular campaign stand out, it does build inconsistency for the brand, and the audience also somewhere subconsciously notices that. And a brand that's more inconsistent with its visual language and messaging is more likely to be diluted in the minds of its audience and thereby not be able to find a strong identity with its visual language. So a quick example, let's say a brand primarily uses flat design, but for a campaign you choose to add in gradients or a drop shadow or small elements, still retaining most of the brand's colors and fonts and so on, and so that little change in the depth, right, that little change in the visual language does not properly represent the brand and creates a different identity. Unless you are planning to make sure that you move forward with that design language in the future, I'd really recommend making sure that you can consistently use those elements and styling to further build new creatives. And a lot of times constraints actually help you create better stuff. For me, I think one of the first things I do before we go into visual design is to try and understand constraints and then design around that. And I think that one helps you narrow your design vision and thereby make sure that you're also always staying true to the brand, because you must realize that the audience has already been exposed to this character, and you changing it for a particular campaign or collateral may not be much of a difference, but it does slowly start diluting, and when you do it once, the next designer does it, and by the end of it we no longer have a consistent visual language and the brand manual is just another PDF on a hard disk. So to a lot of my clients, I also tell them post a branding exercise to make sure that they appoint someone, whether it's the marketing officer or the brand manager, to kind of really become the guardian of the brand and have a brand approval process for any communication that goes out, which means when you have a new brochure or a new landing page, you get a set of team to validate whether the messaging and the color patterns used are in compliance to the brand, and thereby building a system where you can consistently deliver creatives and collaterals across the globe while making sure that all of them feel like it comes from the same source. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like more such content, I'd really like you to hit the like button or subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you on the next one.